What's up guys, in today's video we're gonna talk about the best way to learn new vocabulary. So if you are struggling with new words and if you can't remember them when you're going to apply in a conversation, this video is for you. Some of you might have applied the following system. You take notes, you write the word, and then you write the translation in your native language. And this might help in the beginning. But as you start improving your language, it starts to get tricky because you take notes. At the moment, you just think, oh, now I learned this new word, but actually you didn't. And that's what happens in the next step. For example, that loading bar of learning didn't follow through, didn't keep up with your learning. It's not fully charged. It's just in the beginning. So how can you go from here to just initially loaded to here, which 100% loaded? So if you play games, you know what I'm talking about. But if you don't, try to imagine this happening while you learn a new word. So it just starts loading, just like your phone when you put it to recharge, right? Most of the language, and here I'm talking about English, it's really straightforward. It just structure and then vocabulary. So what most of the students do is what I have mentioned in the beginning of the video, which is take notes and then take notes of the translation, and that's it. But there's a technique that can help you increase into this level. And as a reference, I'm going to bring you Bloom's taxonomy. What is it? Bloom's taxonomy, I'm going to put right here an image of this pyramid, which talks about how deep the level of understanding on that subject you are. For example, if you just study a new word, or if you can understand my video but you can't speak, probably this is happening because you are in the bottom part of this pyramid. Chunks of language are something that you just start applying and you don't need to think too much about it to think about the direct translation. For example, I just feel like. For example, I just feel like studying today. It means that you have the desire of studying today. You don't need to think the meaning of feel. You don't need to think the meaning of like. You just learn that this expression means that you have the desire of doing something. You can also do this with other new vocabulary. For example, if you learn the verb have, which means to possess something, you're just going to create new sentences using have. For example, I have a car. I don't have a car. Do you have a car? You can also add colors to the car. I have a blue car. I don't have a blue car. Do you have a blue car? And you can also add other structures. For example, you can put it in the past. Did you have a car? And will you have a car? Are you gonna have a car? And so on. So this is called chunk. So you just grab these little pieces into the sentence and then you start adding not the separate word into your vocabulary, but you start adding standardized sentences into what you have been studying. And what are the advantages and what are the pros of learning and adding this new technique into your skill set? So first, instead of thinking slowly while you are making a conversation, you just add that sentence. For example, if you are a basic or even an intermediate learner, there are some sentences that they just pop up into your mind just like that. Where are you from? What do you do for a living? Or what's your name? So things like that, they are automatic because you have repeated over and over again, and they are just automatic into your mind. You're just going to do it with collocation. So for example, intermediate learners keep saying, Emerson, I can't remember phrasal verbs. I can't learn new idioms. And when I ask, So how are you studying phrasal verbs? They just say, oh, I just take notes and put on the translation, and that's not enough. So if you learn take up, which can mean start something new, especially a new hobby, you can say, this year I'm taking up Spanish. So next week I will take up driving. Or last month I took up tennis. So creating these collocations, these chunks, is going to help you to reach deeper levels into this Bloom taxonomy. So if you struggle on making real conversation, try this, and I'm certain that it will help you. Probably when you're trying to speak, your mind just blanks and you can't think of the sentence and you can't make a sentence. You can't create what you want to create. So someone just asks you a question and you just stop and you can't talk to that person. So if that happens to you, collocations and chunks are one of the elements to take you to the next level. So if you can understand me, or if you can understand other speakers, other English speakers, and you struggle on talking, try this. So I'm not talking about grammar here. Grammar is important, but the key is to take the grammar and transform it into a structure. For example, instead of learning that you use don't or doesn't for negative statements in the present simple, you're just going to learn sentences. You're just going to learn sentences using don't or doesn't. This is going to create a stronger connection into your brain instead of just, oh, I learned the present simple, so I'm going to remember this structure. I don't think you're going to stop and think while you are in a conversation. You just need to speak. And I think that's the goal that most English learners want to reach, to have real conversation just like they have, or at least in a closer level into their native language. So if you're struggling with that, try to transform these grammar structures that you already know into chunks of language with these new vocabularies that you're going to add into your daily routine or in your daily conversations. Or if you don't know and you don't have any conversation partner, try to take notes in your notebook, or try to talk with ChatGPT. I don't know. Just try to make this happen. And of course, if you need someone to guide you, you can book one-on-one coaching lessons with me, or you can just sign up with my AI tool, which is English Quest. It's a complete platform for you to start studying English the best way, the fastest way, not only with activities and explanations in a completely gamified app, but also with AI tutor that you can talk to on your phone. So you can just sign up right here or book a call with me. You can also add shadowing into your daily practice. So if you don't have anyone to talk to, you can just start repeating what you listen in series or movies while you're just watching them. So for example, do you recognize any of these men? This is a scene of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. So you can just listen and try to repeat while the characters are talking, or you can just pause and repeat. This technique is called shadowing. And if you would like me to record a video teaching how you can do it, just let me know in the comments and I can explain step by step on using this other method. All right, so the last step is understanding your level and where you are in your learning path. So maybe, just maybe, it's not the right time for you to learn new grammar, to learn new expressions, but to practice the ones that you already know. So maybe you have studied all the verb tenses, but you have never get to speak them. Inverted structures, try to add them instead of learning idioms that maybe you're going to use once or twice in a lifetime, maybe, because they are not even in your native language, you don't talk like that. So try to identify the mistakes that you have and see the best step that you can take forward. So, all right, so I have got too much grammar in my mind. So maybe it's time to rethink and understanding that. So maybe it's time to think and to understand that it's time for you to review and add these chunks to strengthen up your vocabulary. All right, guys, so I hope this video so thank you so much. I hope this video helps you, and don't forget to hit the like button, to share with your friends, and subscribe for more videos like that. Goodbye.